of the World Championships in Kubka. Emilia Jacquelin, the winner on that occasion, shooting perfect with a time of 31.22. Just over half an hour's work in store for these 60 men who've qualified for the pursuit. And Simon DESTHIEUX is underway. His first win coming in the sprint. His 9th season on the tour. It's been a long, hard fight for him. 8 podiums he's had in his career. Away goes Ligrid. BOE follows him. Benedict Doll of Germany is next. Then it's Quentin Fillon-Maillet of France, followed by his teammate Emilia Jacquelin. And the margin back to Jacquelin, some 29 seconds. Number 7, Fillon-Maillet. Only in 1 of 8 sprints has he managed to shoot clear this season. That's something he definitely needs to work on, because I think everyone accepting that unless you're wearing the yellow bib, you need to hit 10 out of 10 to have a chance of winning. Now, Johannes Thingnes, he's got Endre Stronsheim, another of the youngsters in the Norwegian team, 23-year-old from Geilo, same place as Ligrid. Mike, you know, this is the stage of the season we always see the Norwegians bring in a new name.
And didn't he do well? Your first World Cup, finishing 12th position. It was all there. His last loop of 3.3 kilometers was powerful. So yet another great find for Norway. It's thick and fast traffic every second, practically all the way through till bib 60, and that will create an issue on the range as well. So 1 minute for 25 athletes. You have to clear out fast, open up the range for those coming in.
Well, never have we seen the holding box used in a World Cup. That's where there are more than 30 people on the range. Obviously, there are only 30 lanes. I can't see it happening today, but it is going to be quite difficult for the range officials, Mike, to direct, particularly those wearing bibs 31 through to 40.
It must be, for Borut Nunar, the race director, guiding all of that, it must be quite a stressful job. You've got very focused athletes coming in, but it will be fine. They're in and out, these first athletes, in 30 seconds.
Yeah, and they're the faster athletes as well. Were DESTHIEUX and Samuelson to decide to go slow, then it might create a problem. There's Benny Doll at the back of this little trio. Tarjei goes through as well, and then we're on to the French with Fillon-Maillet and Jacquelin starting just 3 seconds apart.
Be interesting to see how much Johannes Thingnes has hauled back. He had a very first lap yesterday. It's going to be the same today. It is. So 32. He's taken 7 seconds off the lead time.
It's crazy. Well, maybe that explains why he's had a problem shooting, Mike, although it tends to be the standing shoot where he's coming unstuck in races. And occasionally prone as well, and he was such a secure prone shot last year. This new rifle, so from the World Championships, he's decided to go back to his old rifle, not the one that he used at the Olympics 3 years ago. For me, it looked better yesterday, but the set, I was looking at his rifles last night, the set between these two are quite different, so he's still struggling, and you need to be so comfortable with your rifle. Clearly, he is not, and at this serious stage of the season. Yeah, it's a difficult one, and that plays into the hands of Ligrid, who, if Ligrid gets a podium finish today, he will be buzzing with the excitement and the expectation of taking the overall Crystal Globe as well. Ligrid there in 5th place at the moment, 10 seconds back, having started 10.4, so he's lost 0.1. Nothing really to worry about at this stage. And Johannes Thingnes, is he getting closer? 27.5, having started at 38.5. He is absolutely flying on this first lap.
You know, he's going to be hauling in Jacquelin. Maybe Jacquelin is aware of that, but Johannes Thingnes could well be doing that. It's only a 2.5 kilometer track today as well.
And in terms of ski speed, Mike, Johannes Thingnes quickest on the course yesterday, 20 seconds quicker than Fillon-Maillet and Tarjei. Doll was at 24, Ligrid 26, Tarjei 28, and Samuelson at 30. They were the 7 fastest athletes out there. Last lap, well, DESTHIEUX produced the 2nd fastest last lap, second to Johannes Thingnes. So he obviously saved something, and that made a big difference.
Oh, you need some damage limitation for the final lap if it doesn't go well. And I think the German team with Lesser 14 and Benny Doll 6, Arm Piper 3rd, well, 2nd place now, they really have lifted their performance from just 2 weeks ago, the World Championships. The wind flags, very kind. They were, I heard, a little, it was more influence when they started their zero just over an hour ago. So maybe we'll see some of these initial athletes adjusting their sights, taking them back away from the wind.
Yeah, keep your eye on the anemometer down the bottom of the screen in the women's race, fluctuating between 2 and 12 kilometers an hour throughout the race, but coming in gusts. There's a change already from Arndt Pfeiffer. If you didn't know what to do, I'd probably follow Arndt. He's so experienced.
Tarjei BOE, first fired, first missed.
5 out of 5 for DESTHIEUX. That's how to do it. Pfeiffer loses a bit of time, but makes safe, as he so often does. And Benny Doll matches his teammate, 5 out of 5. Now, Johannes Thingnes, he may have gained time on the tracks, but if he misses one, he will throw away twice as much as he gained. Oh, there you go, first shot wide. Nah, it's not going to happen, Mike. He's playing catch-up, and that's from the very first instance. He's not used to starting a pursuit down in 11th place.
It must be so painful, frustrating for Johannes Thingnes. Last year he shot so well. For the last 3 years he shot so well. And it's fascinating for me with a shooting coach that you can't work this out. And it's in his head now, chopping and changing rifles. He's not comfortable with what the coach says.
Yeah, I think I don't think you have to be too bold to say he's not going to win the overall this year, and certainly from his last 3 weeks of performances he doesn't deserve to, compared to Lygrid and other athletes who've been on top of their game. 5 out of 5.
Yes, Lygrid, as usual, it's a habit now. He gets 5 out of 5 in the prone.
Well, these are the targets of Simon DESTHIEUX. Nice. Yeah, very safe shoot. And he heads out in first place here in the pursuit in Novе-место. Is he going to double up, having won the sprint yesterday? Just over half the field shooting clear on the first prone shoot here in the pursuit, and the 3 leaders having no problem at all clearing the targets. We have DESTHIEUX ahead of Pfeiffer. Benny Doll looking to get his first win of the season, to add to the 2 World Cup victories he's got in his career. One of those, of course, a world title back in 2017. Wonder what will be going through DESTHIEUX's mind, Mike. He looked confident on that first prone. It was a lovely shoot.
It was so solid, his routines. He didn't flinch, he just did what he always does. And what a feeling that must be for so long at World Cup and winning ways yesterday, so composed at the moment. Will he get fed up of leading? He might want Arndt Pfeiffer to take some of the lead time, keep the rest away.
Well, Lygrid with a miss. Initially, my computer telling me he'd hit all 5, but he's 22.5 down, so he must have thrown one wide on that first shoot. Tarjei BOE likewise, Samuelsson missing as well, which has given the leading 3 a little bit of breathing space. 21 seconds between first and fourth. That's Tarjei BOE at the moment. And Johannes Thingnes, despite 2 loops, is 55 seconds back in 17th place.
That will hurt Johannes Thingnes. He hasn't been down that far in a pursuit competition for a very, very long time. And it's new territory for him, and I think new frustrations. Maybe an indication when Ligrid, my computer also said that he hit all 5, but when Ligrid misses, it is an issue. It was windy when they zeroed. That's dropped off, and only 24 out of 60 shooting 0 first time in.
Now they start to slow the pace. Incidentally, Mike, 11th yesterday for Johannes Thingnes. That's the worst result he's had this season. That's a pretty remarkable effort. Other than that, he's had a couple of 8th places, one of which was the mass start in the World Championship. So that was another poor performance by his standards. But plenty of time to make it up. 2 laps now completed of 5. And this, of course, the second shoot. The wind constant between 4 and 5 kilometers an hour.
Art Pfeiffer, he'll never speed this up. He gets into position, he gets his breathing under control, tension out of his body, and lets them go.
Could be seeing a new leader. Could be Benny Doll's chance to lead a pursuit for the first time this season. No, he's thrown that away. DESTHIEUX missed 2. Pfeiffer and Doll both on the penalty list. And now a chance for Ligrid to move up a couple of places. A little bit longer for that first shot, maybe because of the miss in the first shoot. And throws the last one wide. Tarjei BOE goes clean and will move into the top 3. Might just get out of the range before Samuelsson and Pfeiffer come off the penalty loop. And Jakob Fak might going clear. I would love to see Fak get his 9th World Cup win. Remember, we're over 6 years since he last had a victory, but it's just what he needs.
And he's only 8.4 off Tarjei BOE. For me, it's great to see Tarjei BOE at the top end of the field at the moment. He needs that. He needs that for his confidence. And he shot 5 out of 5 this time in.
Yeah, so did Johannes Thingnes. Stromsign going clear. Hoffer going 5 with 5 as well. They all move comfortably up the order. Be interesting to see the margin. Tarjei BOE out in 12.11. Johannes Thingnes was 55 seconds behind. That's now cut to 34. He is still in this race, although down in 14th position.
Just edge shot there at 4 o'clock, so that breeze from the left. Look how far it's pushing, though. That one was central. The first 2 were to the right. And then again, low right. So the wind, it pushes, the bullet spirals clockwise, and it pushes the bullet down low right.
Well, there are the standings after the second shoot. And DESTHIEUX first down into 7th. Samuelsson second down into 9th, all going wrong. And Pfeiffer somehow holds on to a top 2 position. Very quick round the penalty loop. Just one miss from Pfeiffer. Well, this is the scene in Novе-место. We're on to lap number, where are we, 3? We're on to lap number 3. We've got 2 more shoots still to go, both in the stand position. And Emilien Jacquelin certainly picking up the pace, trying to close down. And Tarjei BOE looking comfortable. Good second shoot from Tarjei BOE.
Jacquelin, he's got the same feel that he had when he moved from 3rd to 1st, and for me, one of the best performances ever. The way he pulled off that gold medal in the pursuit competition at the World Championships. Never looked like he'd be beaten, and he was just so fast and firm through the rifle all the time.
Yeah, fact, looking like he did on the last lap of the mass start at the World Championships. He always skis with a slightly slower tempo, but didn't look as though he had a huge amount of energy to put in it. Johannes BOE gains another couple of places, down to 25 seconds between himself and the leaders. But Jacquelin, the world champion in the teal blue suit there, he went clear on the prone, Mike. 10 out of 10. That will do something to build his confidence back.
Strange there, Jacquelin was at the front, heading down the descent. He finds himself behind, so I wasn't watching all of it, but clearly his ski's not running well. Very icy down there as you come down the bottom part of the hill, and a risk of skis flipping. They were wobbling around. Thingnes down to 25 seconds now, so he's taken a further, what's that, 9 seconds off.
Yeah, good work having started at 38.5, and remember he did a penalty loop as well, or 2 penalty loops on the very first shoot. Managed to clear 5 second time round, as did his brother, and things very much slowing down as they come into the range for the 3rd time. 2 Germans in that leading group, a Slovenian there with Jakob Fak. There's Fion Maillet just ahead of Samuelsson, and Leidgrid starting to look a little bit tired, Mike. When a youngster is fighting for every point he can get in the World Cup, it is always the last couple of World Cups where the wheels start to come off.
And interestingly, we see it every time with youngsters who are about to move or are very close to wearing the leader's bib. The pressure, they feel it. They haven't been there before. It's a brand new scenario, and he's missed 2 out of 10. It's unusual in prone shooting.
Tarjei BOE nearest the camera. Benny Dole, then Jacquelin. Keep an eye on Jacquelin's target. Stands just a tiny bit further back than the rest, but when he's on form, as he seems to be today, the stand is never really an issue. 5 out of 5, great shooting, and Tarjei BOE makes 5 as well. So the Frenchman gets the lead for the first time, and don't forget, not only is he world champion, but he did the very rare thing of defending the pursuit world title, having won it in Antolz last year.
And remember the way he shot at the World Championships. It was both stands, 17 seconds. I'm so happy for Johannes BOE. 5 clear whites there, brilliant.
Well, with the standard of biathlon up front, these men are very much out of the race. Pfeiffer just getting in behind Johannes Thingnes and getting closer to that leaderboard. Still at 23.1, Mike, so only a couple of seconds gained by Johannes Thingnes on that shoot. What he doesn't want is to go clear on the last one. Jacquelin missed 1, and the 2 of them raced the last lap together. They've done that a few times, and the Frenchman nearly always comes out on top, which may surprise some.
Look how close it is, though. 29 seconds back to 10th place. Samuelsson still 32 behind, so the race is open for the final time into range.
Yeah, lots of pressure on the final shoot. A miss almost certainly rule you out of taking the win. Well, there are the top 10. Those in green moving up. Jacquelin started 8th, up to 1st position at the moment. Great run by him. Bigdrushny having a good day out as well. Fastest shot on that stand was Dovzhan, who went through in 17.8. And so often it's those further down the order who produce the really rapid shoots, desperate to try and catch up. Guiganan, Mike, an 18-second shoot. Jacquelin hit 5, was leading the race 19 seconds to clear the targets, and Stromstein, the young Norwegian, 20.2.
Quite incredible. Those timings are on the edge. Yes, the wind had died around. There's great light there as well, but superhuman timings.
Well, as we watch this, we're just getting news from Oberstdorf and the Nordic Skiing World Championships, and it seems that Johannes Klæbo has been disqualified from the 50k, having tried to find his way round on the right side. Now, Bolsjunov was, in which case, is very, very lucky. But it was a similar situation to the one we saw in Lahti, with Bolsjunov in the opposite position, and he lost out on that occasion. So I guess fair on that count, Mike. But what's unlucky for Bolsjunov is that he doesn't get the gold because Iversen crossed the line before him. So the medals may change, but Bolsjunov is not going to take gold, which is what he wanted.
Well, I think that debate will continue, and with Bolsjunov having his ski pole snapped by the man who was viewed to cause obstruction and disqualified, it's a major disadvantage. I think that's going to run a bit longer.
Yeah, I've heard the Norwegians have already put a protest in, so it's going to go a while. You do not want a 50k, especially one of the quality that we've just watched. We do not want that decided by a jury decision. Maybe they should run it again tomorrow. So the current standings on the medals in that 50k, Iversen taking the gold, Bolsjunov silver, and Kruger gets another medal, a bronze, in the 50k if the disqualification stands. But the FIS have just published that, so if you were watching throughout that, a little bit of hot news for you. And you have to feel for Klæbo, Mike. It was an outstanding performance, but he is a man of habit, and he always takes the outside line coming into the finish.
He does, and that normally buys himself safety, but well, what a strange outcome there. But look at the attack coming in here, and Johannes Thingnes making himself again move forward, and now right in behind Lægreid. Is that a strategy, I wonder? Jakob Fag still there as well. DESTHIEUX hasn't gone the way he planned it. Some nerves maybe coming in on the range, but he's still there or thereabouts to challenge.
6 men still with a perfect shooting score. Jacquelin is the man up front in the best position. Jakob Fag has hit 15 out of 15. I don't think Jakob has got the speed to win. He's really relying on some of the leaders missing not just 1 but 2 targets if he's going to come through and claim the win, because I think they'd chase down a 15-20 second deficit in his current form.
This is very interesting. 2 at the front, then a group of 5, then a group of 4. Any errors up here that will be punished and passed.
And if it becomes a ski race between Jacquelin and Tarjei, I think your money probably on the Frenchman again.
I think so, I think so. This will be pressure, and it'll be fast again for Jacquelin.
Jacquelin, 19 seconds last time round. Tarjei, 23. Now it's all about focus for Tarjei. He achieves that. That is a fantastic shoot under the greatest of pressure. And DESTHIEUX is coming back. He's not out of this one quite yet if he can clear 5. Lægreid 4-5. Johannes Thingnes 4-5. Takes his time. Makes sure we have a ski race on our hands. Not
well and truly in contact with DESTHIEUX, only 2 seconds ahead.
Yeah, Jacquelin is coming though. Jacquelin is only 0.9 behind, so the more places that Johannes Thingnes can put between himself and Lægreid, the better his chances of taking the Crystal Globe at the end of the season. And there is the margin. Tarjei is absolutely hanging on in there. He knows who's chasing, and Johannes Thingnes wants those points. It's no brotherly love here.
It's incredible, the comeback there from Johannes Thingnes. That would have
group of 4. So Fak ahead of Jacquelin. DESTHIEUX is in there as well. Leigrid is there. Benny Doll of Germany just off the back, but starting to tighten in the shoulders. Phil Maillet still looking pretty good, but the breathing rate looks to be very, very high. And as we get closer to the stadium, it looks more like another win for Tarjei, who got a win in race 3 of the season, a sprint in Kontiolahti, and has looked pretty good, pretty solid all the way through the year. And then he won the mass start in Oberhof. That was a fantastic victory. So 3 victories this season going the way of Tarjei. Be the 2 BOE brothers on the podium. Leigrid knows how important every single point is going to turn out to be. Tarjei takes the win, 60 points going his way, and his brother will have to settle for 54. He enjoyed that. 19 hits out of 20. Johannes Thingnes missing 2 on the first prone. That's where it went wrong for him. And a good sprint finish coming in from DESTHIEUX, who started first, finishes third. Fak 4, Leigrid 4. 14 points less than Johannes Thingnes.
What an interesting race that was. And again, the BOE brothers, what's that? The 6th time now that they've been on the podium together. Sometimes it's 2 and 3 or 1 and 3, but today it's 1 and 2.
Yeah, it was 1 and 3 in Kontiolahti, and Tarjei's comments were, it's nice for us both to be on the podium. It's especially nice for me to be higher up than my brother, which doesn't happen very often, but he's done it again today. They've got 1 and 2, and they'll enjoy that. Samuelson didn't go right.
Yeah. So disappointed. He's missed 4. That's where it went wrong. I think his ski speed was good. Mazet, is that maybe they've been working because Tarjei lost a lot of confidence on his rifle. Today it's entirely back.
Yeah, that was great. Mazet looked absolutely delighted, didn't he, Mike? And Tarjei is a charming character. Always got a bit of time for you. Always got a smile. And you know, I should think he's a fantastic team member to have around.
Yes, he did a lot for the Norwegian team when he came in, what, 2009, end of 2009, and he's still standing and still winning all these years later. As they come across the line at Stromsheim, he looked to his left, his 2nd World Cup race, but I think he may have been passed. No, he's just got away with it. Kretschmar was coming through fast, 1/10 of a second behind Stromsheim now.
DESTHIEUX, I think he'll be happy, Mike. 1st yesterday, 3rd today. Cope with the pressure of leading out of the stadium. 2 misses by DESTHIEUX. Jakub Fak, 20 out of 20. Pigdrushny did exactly the same. Leitner shot clear, Bakarnikov shot clear, and Tishenko shot clear. So 5 athletes hitting all the targets. I think I missed Leitner as well. So 6 athletes actually clearing all 20 targets.